Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tahir. I'm from Tech. Today we'll be talking about direct objects and indirect objects. I'm sure you know the most frequent construction of sentences, the subject, the verb, and the object. For example, she eats rice. In this sentence, she is the subject, the performer of the action, eats is the verb, the action, and rice is the object, the receiver of the action. An object could be something or someone. As far as the objects are concerned, there are two kinds of objects: direct objects and indirect objects. First, we'll be dealing with direct objects. A direct object is the receiver of the action and it answers the question what or whom. For example, I play. I play what? I say I play cricket. Then it is the object that answers the question what. That is why it is called a direct object. And the other example is she reads what? I say she reads a novel. Then the novel is the object that answers the question what. That is why it is called a direct object. Now moving on to the next example. He called whom? I write he called him, or we can use any noun. Now this is the object that answers the question whom. That is why it is also called a direct object. And the other example is the teacher punished whom. Here I say the teacher punished the students. Then the students is the object that answers the question whom. That is why it is called a direct object. And one more thing, direct objects can stand alone. They can give us the complete meaning or sense. Now moving on to indirect objects. An indirect object is the recipient of the direct object. And it answers the question to whom or for whom. And indirect objects can't stand alone until or unless we use direct objects before or after them. Let's talk about the first sentence. I bought. The first question is what? I bought a guitar. Then this is the object that answers the question what. That is why we say it is a direct object. I bought a guitar for whom? So I bought a guitar for her. But this is the object that answers the question for whom. That is why it is called an indirect object. I told you earlier that an indirect object can't stand alone. Here you can see that I use a direct object before an indirect object. If I look at the second sentence, she sent. Again, the first question, what? She sent a gift. Then this is the object that answers the question what. That is why it is called a direct object. Now, she sent a gift to whom? Then here I write, she sent a gift to him. And this is the object that answers the question to whom. That is why it is called an indirect object. Now, here in these two sentences, I use indirect objects right after the direct objects. Now, is it possible to use indirect objects before direct objects? Yes, it is. But if you want to use indirect objects before direct objects, you have to drop out the prepositions. You will not use the prepositions. For example, I bought. Then what is the indirect object? This one, I'll have to drop it out. I'll use only her. I bought her, and then I use a guitar. Then here I use the indirect object, and then I use the direct object. I bought her a guitar. You can use either one. She sent a gift to him. Now this is the indirect object. I can use she, indirect object first. She sent him a gift. It means it is possible to use an indirect object before the direct object, but we'll have to drop out the prepositions. I hope you got this lesson, and if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment box. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for being with me.